My name is Sheri Hollenback. I'm an elite pro in the company, and you've been connected with this information because someone in your life respects you enough to get you these details. So what we're about to go over, it might interest you, might not, but just appreciate your time and let's check out the details. So let's start with this. Multi-level marketing, what all do you know about it? Probably not a lot, just like I did. But what I found out is multi-level marketing is basically instead of products being sold from factory, store, people go to stores to go buy them, they cut out the middleman and go directly factory to people. And see, for me, I thought it was more just like hobby income, but I found out I was wrong. Check this out. Amway, Avon, Herbalife, $9 billion company, $6 billion company, $5 billion company. Of that, 40% was given back out to those individuals that developed the networks behind them. So my question to you is, if 40% of all those billions are paid back out, does somebody make money? Well, yeah. But see, the issue is by the time most people look at these companies, their time is over. Because you walk around town, you ask 10 people if they've ever heard about Amway, the whole town knows. But my question to you is, if you were given a chance one time to go back in time, be the first one in, to any one of those companies, and you knew for a guarantee what it was going to do, if you were given that chance, would you do it? The answer is yeah. So let's check this out. Whenever I'm going to be evaluating a company, my very first question says timing, how many people know about it? And that's when I found these companies go through this growth curve. This down here is called your ground floor. And then once a company builds up momentum, it goes into a phase called too late. See, the issue is most of your friends always get themselves involved in the too late stage. The secret to make money is you have to invest in the beginning. Well, the question becomes, well, what's considered the ground floor of a company? Well, the ground floor of these companies is statistically considered the first 150,000 distributors per country. That's your ground floor. Or Wall Street calls it your once-in-a-lifetime position. If you look up our company today, LifeVantage, we're sitting at 80,000 people around the world. So my question to you is, if the first 150,000 people per country is considered your ground floor, we're sitting at 80,000 people around the world, where are we at? In the beginning. So now that I got timing out of the way, my next question is, okay, what is the product? Well, the product's a combination of 5 natural herbs that when these herbs are put together, they activate this pathway in your body, and the pathway is called NRF2. When that pathway is activated, we said what we could do is clinically proved to reduce something called oxidative stress. We said we could reduce that by 40% in as fast as a 30-day window, but we said 100% of people will see those results. I didn't say 80% or 90%, I said 100% of people. Crazy? Well, a lot of people call this crazy, like ABC News, NBC, 2020. In fact, ABC News contacted the company in regards to this product, thinking it was more like a hoax, and they wanted to come do an investigation. And instead of us running and hiding, we told ABC News to show up. Send their lead investigator to our office, take a blood test on national news, and publish the results. So the fast way for me to explain the product is I'm just going to show you the investigation that hit national news. But while you're watching this investigation, I want you to think of 2 things. The first thing is, I want you to understand this investigation first hit the news in 2005. So there's been now 13 years of federally funded medical research backing this. By the same token, I want you to understand that is if everything they're saying here is true, I want you to think about the income potential behind this since we're at the beginning. The masses, they don't know about this yet. So here's the investigation.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can we scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. So you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me? Well, perhaps. It turns out there is some other promising evidence that seems to back up Dr. McCord's findings.
That evidence comes from mice that have been genetically engineered to produce more catalase, one of the enzymes that Protandim increases. The researcher, Dr. Douglas Wallace of the University of California at Irvine, says it had a remarkable effect.
We found that they lived, in fact, about 20% longer, which is about a fifth of a lifespan.
He believes that with better techniques, human lifespan can eventually be extended too.
We might be able to increase the lifespan of a mammal by 50%. And of course, if that was a human being, then that might be in the order of 130 to 150 years.
The scientific evidence is there. The pieces seem to make sense. The question is, does this translate into something that humans can take advantage of?
So, just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic.
There's a huge human experience with each of these ingredients. They've been used often in traditional medicine in India and China and many other cultures, in some cases centuries and centuries.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
Dr. James Crapo with the National Jewish Medical Center in Denver is also researching Protandim for the company.
Are you saying that this could be a cure-all?
You're looking at something that will have a small impact, but an important impact.
We make no claims about curing any disease or preventing any disease. We hope that when enough studies are done, perhaps such claims might be able to be made in the future.
Clinical studies to assess Protandim in both diabetes and heart disease should start in 3 to 4 months. But what about everyone's old nemesis, aging itself? Well, it's all about balance between the good antioxidants and those toxic free radicals.
And if we can tip that back, we may reduce some of the bad side effects of aging. Why my skin is different than that of a baby, for example. That's a very obvious part of the aging process.
Will this prevent wrinkles?
Well, you don't want to make false claims about something. But could it produce wrinkles? It's always possible.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would. I can't guarantee it's going to extend your life. I can't guarantee it's going to eliminate any diseases or cure any diseases.
But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
Okay, so you just saw the investigation. See, what got me was the fact is ABC came to us with the intent to completely discredit the company, but you saw the investigation. Was it negative or was it positive? It's positive. See, we claimed a 40% drop within the 30-day window, and if you saw at the very end of that investigation, his results was not 40, but 45, and it wasn't even 30 days, it was 2 weeks. And so what happened is when that investigation hit national news, all of a sudden all these different medical institutions from all over the country came in to self-fund their own research on what we're discussing. If you fast forward to today, 2018, there's a place called the National Institute of Health. This is where all federally funded medical research gets published. And if you type in NRF2, the technology we're talking about, we've gone from a handful of studies to now over 9,600 plus published peer-reviewed studies. So my question to you is, if there's that much medical attention, laser focus on what we're discussing, do you think you should pay attention? I said, yeah. And so that's when I started thinking business, and I started thinking who could use the product. And it's basically whoever ages. Meaning business-wise, our demographic is for everything breathing, from young to old to healthy to sick to athletic to animals, anything breathing qualifies. My next question is, okay, what is the competition on this? Well, we don't have any. We have patents on it, so no one can copy us. So the last question I wanted to say was, okay, so we got the timing, got the product. I want to know about the money. Well, I found out this industry builds a concept called leverage income. See, there's two ways you can make money in our world. There's linear, and then there's leverage. Linear income is what most people do. It's where you go to work, you get paid, but the issue is if you don't go to work, what happens? You don't make money. That's where you're supposed to work 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 years in hopes to retire. The problem is, Forbes magazine back in 2013 published this article stating that 95% of people working this linear model will never hit that retirement goal. What's cool about this company and this industry, it develops a concept called leverage income. Now, leverage income is where you develop an asset in a short time period. In this example, let's say 2 to 5 years. So once this asset's developed, you step back and the asset continues to pay you out cash flow. Whether you're sleeping, whether you're playing, whether you're dead, the asset keeps producing. So my question to you is, if you were given the option, would you rather develop a plan B in a 40, 50, 60 year span, or 2 to 5? I said 2 to 5. So let's go review this. Network marketing, the industry works. The industry last year did $178 billion, which means there's more money in this industry than the entire gaming industry, professional athlete industry, and movie industry. More money's here. But the thing is not all companies are created equal. So if you're gonna actually make money in one of these companies, you gotta have 4 things in line. Timing, like we discussed. Product, like we discussed. Money, like we discussed. And mentorship. So let's go through and fact check everything. As far as with our timing, you can validate timing because we're on NASDAQ. You can check out the number of active distributors. Product, you can fact check the product because the National Institute of Health, a federally funded government website. You can fact check the compensation plan because there's something called an income disclosure report, which you're about to see, to where you can see what this company is actually paying out people involved with it. And last thing is the mentorship. See, this whole thing looks good on paper, right? 2 to 5 years versus 40 to 50. But the question is, like, how do you do it? Well, that's where the mentorship comes into play. The mentorship put together the system to have success. And the system in this is to show the presentation, what you're watching right now, 15 times a month or more. Don't try to go out there and sell and convince, just show it. And based on how people's minds work, they're gonna fall into 2 different categories. But along the way, as you're showing the 15 plans a month, you need to go to the monthly trainings and you're gonna give it the next 2 to 5 years to develop. And see, what happens is when people see the investigation, some people are gonna just wanna eat the product. They don't wanna make money. Other people are gonna wanna make the money. If someone just wants to become a customer, sign them up. The product ships directly from the company to the customer's house, so you never touch it. So no delivery, no inventory, no parties. Customer gets their own website, their own phone number to the company, to where you're cut out from the middleman. But yet you get paid the royalties every 30 days they reorder. So the first product is the NRF2, Protandim, which is what you saw featured on ABC News. Since then, they actually tapped into animal industry because animals age, so there's actually an animal nerf too. Then they took that same technology and launched it into a skincare because the skin gets old, age spots, skin disease, so there's actually a skincare version of nerf too. And then they tapped into 2 more major money markets, and this is where I saw the business app. Number 4 is Smart Energy. It's meant for like brain function focus. Do you ever get like brain fog? That's what this is for. And last one is weight management. Because how many people do you know in your life want to lose weight or gain muscle mass? It's everybody. So it's like, when I saw that investigation, I knew for a fact I was going to eat the product. My whole entire family was going to eat it. But when I saw that this company has strategically positioned itself to capture all 5 of these markets, check this out. Human supplements, a $200 billion industry right now. Animal supplements, a $23 billion industry. Skincare, $120 billion industry. Energy drinks, $53 billion. And smart weight management tallies out at $164 billion. So see, what I was told this 2 years ago. People get 2 once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. They're given one before the age of 40 and one after. When I saw the company hit up all those markets, I'm not gonna miss out. That's why the money made sense to me. So with the business, the highest investment of the business is $1,250, of which the company gives you back $1,800 worth of value. So there's no risk there. But the biggest asset you're gonna get is a mentorship. You don't have to necessarily know all this stuff. You just have to understand there's an opportunity and be willing to learn, and we'll teach you step by step. But our first step with you is we're gonna go help you sponsor in 3 people. Because for each person you sign up, the company's gonna pay you a check for $400 for each person. So we'll help you go sponsor in 3 people because 3 times 400 nets you $1,200. At that point, your credit card is now paid off. But here's the biggest draw. We're on NASDAQ, so we can actually show you what we paid out last year. This is our income disclosure sheet. And what I want you to pay attention to is if you look on the far left, it says 1 through 10. And I want you to scroll over to the middle column where it says monthly average commission. And then I want you to scroll right down to the level 4, 5, 6, and 7. The guy's making $1,000 a month to $11,000 a month. And the two things I want to point out with that is, A, that's a lot of money in the middle of a company, but B, that's just the middle. We got the top. And so I have seen a lot of different network marketing companies through my family's history and see there's always people making money. I can debate that all day long, but typically you see the top tiers making a ton of money. My mom's always making $20. In this company, they position the money to people just getting started, hence the $400, and they position the rest of the people right in the middle ranks of the company. Because the concept is, if people are making money, they're gonna do more. So what I also want you to understand is if you look at the level 7, 8, 9, and 10, those are the people that are actively going to be helping you step by step by step develop your organization. So my question to you is, with that type of leadership willing to help, do you think there's a chance you can see some growth? Yeah. So let's break it down how the money exactly works. With the highest investment is $1,250. Now to run the business, there's a 200-point overhead. Point is like dollar, $200. And that's in products either you use, customers use, your family uses, you just use $200 a month in products. First way you make money is number one over here. You make 40% for the customer you sign up. You sign up a distributor, you're gonna make $400. Both those checks are one time and they're paid a week from Friday. The second way you make money, if you scroll into the bottom left, is through royalty payout. And let's say hypothetically we just start with 5 people. You sponsor on 5 people and upfront money, you just made $2,000. But here's the second way you make money with those people. Take those same 5 people, and let's say they also just do their 200 points a month. You pay 2% on this level, which nets you $20 a month. That's like passive income. That's a big deal. On top of that, you're gonna make $2,000. And so at that point, do you think those 5 people know 5 people? And the answer is yeah. So now you have 25 people in your team. Let's say they just do the $200. You paid 5%. That's yielding you about $270 a month passive income stream. But it gets better. Check this out. This next level, it changes everything. Okay, so 25 people know 5 people. You have 125 in your team. Let's say they just do their $200. You're paid 9%. This right here is an asset producing you $2,500 a month in passive income. That flips it. So you do one more level down, 625, $200, 5%. Altogether, that's about $8,000 a month asset. And see, when I looked at this whole thing wasn't necessarily my personality, but see, I didn't care because what I understood was I understood us first. And if there's a team of people coming to my area willing to build this with or without me, and I was the first one to know about it, I thought even if it took me 5 years to get down to that $8,000 a month level, it would not be worth it. So there's other ways to get paid. I won't go into it, but the thing is, you were just being given an opportunity, and whether you do anything or not with it, the people that you do know are going to be doing something with it. The opportunities you know about it, they don't. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.